Yeah, it's been an interesting weekend for me. It is incredibly humbling. I was listening to everyone's talk, and as Scott mentioned, he felt like he was the second generation. I feel like I'm maybe the third, if that's the case. And so to be up here and to be amongst this group that I've looked up to my entire career as a player. I was talking with Anthony Kirchie. I actually went to the NCAA finals as a high school student when when Scott and Kirchie played in the '89 finals. UCLA won, and I decided to go there. That was it. And actually, I met Scott as a recruit when I went to Stanford. He was in the fraternity house playing video games. Video games were relatively new. He had become pretty famous at that point because he put down the ball in '88, right? And so I walk into the fraternity house room. My host says, "There's Scott Fortune." Scott's playing video games. He goes, "Hey man." Never looks up one time. When I was playing for Al, one of the things that he always told me, he said, the most important thing you have to do is close the scene. I want you to get to that scene. You know, the best guy that ever did that was Steve Sands. In fact, he used to close that scene so well, he used to send St. John Smith flying into the stands all the time. And actually, if you saw in the introductory video, one of my favorite all-time photos is of you walking next to St. John. It was right there. And St. John is cowering away from you. And you are over the net, and you're screaming as you're stuffing the ball. And the best part about it is the look on Pat Power's face as you stuff him off the court. So many people here I just looked up to, and to be a part of it is truly an honor. I'd like to thank Al Skates to give me the opportunity. I had an incredible mentorship opportunity with him. When you play for Al, you have that coach relationship, and then I had the opportunity to start coaching at a young age with him, and the first thing I did was coach the '97 World University Games team. I just decided at that moment that I wanted to get into coaching. I went in I said, "Al, I'm thinking about coaching, and what do you think about that?" He goes, "Well, you know, I think there's a lot more opportunities on the women's side, so you should think about that. But Doug Beal just called me, and he wants me to be the head coach of the World University Games team. Maybe you could be my assistant coach of that?" I said, "That'd be great." And so they sent us out to Colorado Springs. And I knew Al as a coach, but they said, "You're going to be Al's roommate." And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's going to be a different experience for me." And so I pick up Al at the airport, okay, and we're driving down through Colorado Springs to our apartment. And as we're driving by the Safeway, he goes, "Oh, you know, we may want to stop." I said, "Al, I already got beers in the fridge." And Al and I have been great friends ever since. Al gave me incredible opportunities. That summer, we were roommates in Sicily, Italy, the first U.S. team there. And we would sit down and we'd go over the game plans. And then we'd discuss different matchups and how we would start and the tactical aspects of the game. And then he would show me what he was doing. I mean, can you imagine, here's a guy with all this experience and success and such a great winner, giving a young guy, I was 25 years old at the time, the opportunity to take a peek into what he was doing. And so we would go back to UCLA, he hired me as an assistant coach there, and we'd do the same thing. He would go through all the tactical aspects of the game, and he'd have his idea, and then he'd give them to me. And he'd say, "I want you to go through this and tell me what you think." And then I would do that, and then we'd compare notes. It's an unbelievable gift. And after a few years of that, we got so on the same page that he'd just walk in, and before a match, he'd say, "Hand me the notes. What do you think?" And I'd say this. And he'd go, "Okay, we're going to go out there and we'll do this." We were that on the same page. And I owe him so much, and I love working with him. And if you ever want to win, I believe it's a teachable skill. And that's why I'm a coach and do what I do. And if you ever want to win, you surround yourself with winners. And there's no greater winner than Al Skates. Thanks, Al. Coaching is real tough, emotionally. It's all-encompassing. Last night was brutal. And the thing that makes it palatable, because I think you're trying to achieve so much, and what I've learned over the years is that you're trying to achieve these great things, but there's also a commensurate risk. In that when you're trying to achieve great things, there's also the risk that you can suffer great loss. And that was what happened last night. And my little 15-month-old girl came out on the court after the match. And you know where I'm going with this. It's like you have this terrible match, and she just comes running up. And I pick her up. She's adorable. And of course, it's hard to even ruminate on the match when she's just there. And then she, as I go to pick her up, I put my clipboard down. Well, she sees the clipboard. And she then wriggles out of my arms and opens up the folder, grabs the pen, and starts scribbling and stabbing the game plan, which I thought was very appropriate. So I'd like to thank my wife, Michelle, who's right over here. She has just made this journey with me so wonderful and better. And we actually were introduced through Tom Pestolacy. She played volleyball for Pesto. Many of you know Pesto at IVC years ago. So another volleyball connection like Brent. And I'd like to thank all my family are here. They're at 3 different tables all over the place. They're incredible supports to me. They come to all the matches. Coaching is all-encompassing, and I think it's just incredibly valuable to have all of your support all the years. It just means the world to me. And my parents now live in Tennessee, but I always know they're up late listening on the radio. And when I get on the radio after every match, I always tell them good night, because I know they're the only people listening to UCLA radio at that moment. So again, thank you to the selection committee for even considering me. It's a great honor. I'm incredibly flattered and humbled, and congratulations to all the inductees.
I got into volleyball years ago when I was playing volleyball with my best buddy down the street, Robert Chai, and he had started playing a year before, so he was showing me on the front lawn how to play pepper. We didn't even know what pepper was. I grew up in Arcadia, away from the beach. I was an inland guy, so if it wasn't for Robert, I never would have started playing. So yeah, today he sits with me on the bench. He's our stats guy and has been with me for the last 16 years, so still good friends to this day.
And that's how you got here tonight.
That's how I got here tonight.